everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Jodie if you're new here. If you are new here, then welcome. Now, there are two reasons that you've come. One is that you already are a subscriber and you already watch my videos and that you are just interested in what I have to say, and for that, thank you very much. The second makes me a little bit sad because obviously the title of this video is How to Be Happy. If you're here and you haven't seen any of my videos before, you're here because you've typed something of that nature into YouTube, I think. Not sure how the algorithm works, but never mind, here we are. If you are in a position or in a situation where you are unhappy, I'm really sorry about that. Today is your lucky day. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video, I really did not know how to structure it because if you are a regular watcher of mine, you know I can talk for England. I want to keep it quite minimal. I don't want to bombard you with information. I want you to leave here obviously feeling happier because that's what I'm doing this video for. More of a vlogger, if you will. I do enjoy making my little weekly vlogs in which I do include bits of information or ideas on how to make your life better or how to make yourself happier from the inside. With my vlogs, there's a lot of shit either side of this information. So I wanted to condense it all onto one or a series of videos on how to become happy or how to be happy. Now, first of all, let's just set one thing straight. I want to bring everything back down to basics, and I just want to say that being happy is not a destination. Being happy is a journey, and it is the journey that I'm on and that we should all be on at this point. I have wanted to film this video for the past 4 or 5 years. I have not really found the right time to do it because I've been sort of waiting for me to be at my happiest, which you're never going to arrive at one point of being happy. I do have days where I am unhappy, where I feel a little bit down. I can have obsessive thoughts. I can put myself down quite a lot, judge myself more than anyone else can judge me, and it can be a struggle. But I know that I'm not alone in this scenario. I know that there will be many of you out there that do struggle with feeling down. I've always said that I don't like the word depression because I do feel like that is a clinical illness and that is something that people do throw around a lot. I've had down days, I've had down phases in my life, if you will, to a point where I pretty much thought I'm not sure what the point is, which I think is a really sad place to be. And I've not been in that place for a long time. However, at the time, 2018 to 2019, so at this time I decided to write down how I felt, and I haven't revisited that since then. I vaguely remember writing a list of how I felt. I feel like I'm getting a bit emotional. During this phase in my life, in a very different place to where I am now. This was about 4 or 5 years ago. I still lived at home with my mum. Didn't have any hobbies or anything other than going to work and going out at the weekends. I had a regular 9-to-5 job, which I've had up until about 2 months ago. Yeah, I was just really down. I was in a relationship at the time. Maybe it was a little bit of a contribution to how I felt. However, that's nothing to do with the person I was in a relationship with. No hard feelings at all, but the relationship just didn't work. I don't want to divulge too much into that. But me as a person, I didn't know what I wanted from my life. I knew I wanted to be a YouTuber, but I didn't want it enough. I didn't work hard enough. Yeah, I was in a very funny phase in my life. Spent Monday to Friday at work, didn't do anything after work that was bettering myself. I was just sort of going through the motions. I was just stuck in a rut and I lived for the weekend. And I saw this quote once. So the quote that I came across that really did change my mindset and the way that I looked at my life was, use the weekend to build the life you want instead of trying to escape from the life you have. And I think that's really important because obviously, you know, a big part of life is obviously majority of people work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. You get to Thursday, Friday, you get that Friday feeling, oh, can't wait to go for a few drinks and go out Friday, Saturday, whatever. I used to go out Friday and Saturday. Ooh, go on then, girl. And then Sunday would be a day of regret, a day of feeling like absolute dog shit, ready to go again on Monday, just starting the whole cycle again. Being really down on Monday, feeling a bit shitty about myself because I've not done anything productive over the weekend. Then Tuesday it's like, right, sisters, I'm not going out this weekend. I'm going to do something really, really productive and I'm going to feel amazing. And then when Monday comes around, I'm going to be fresh. And then Thursday, Friday comes around again and I'm in the local pub enjoying a nice crisp pint. Okay, so let's just divulge into that, sisters. Obviously, I used to love nothing more than an alcoholic beverage. I can honestly say, oh, I was just moving the camera there. I can honestly say, hand on heart, I have never touched a class A drug. So sorry. I'm not really, oh God, stop. I am very naive when it comes to drugs, I will be honest, because I have got a very addictive personality. I could potentially be what they call an addict. Alcohol is a massive contributor to, in my opinion, feeling down and depressed. Obviously, I don't like to use that word for me, but it can be a massive contributor to that. I think alcohol gives you temporary happiness, if you will. You might get a little bit excited for having an alcoholic beverage, the pre-drinks, the going out, pub, club, whatever you will. Obviously, you're having a fantastic time. But then fast forward to the morning after, and how bad do we feel? Then someone introduced Hair of the Dog, which creates that cycle yet again, but then doubles how shit you feel the day after that, because then you then have a hangover day 2. I learned a lot about myself during lockdown. I think that lockdown was a terrible thing. Lost a lot of loved ones, but for me, lockdown was a life changer, and I don't think that at this moment in time I'd be sat at my own dining table in my own house if it weren't for lockdown. I don't think that I would have met my boyfriend, you know, like I said, lived for the weekend, loved an alcoholic beverage, whatever. Lockdown made me realise that I wanted to make myself better, an all-round better person, an all-round happier person. During the first lockdown, I drank a lot. We're talking every night, girlfriend. A few months into that, I don't know what clicked in my head. We went into lockdown in the March, and I was working from home for a good few months, in which time I lost my grandma. That was a big life changer for me as well. As I was working from home, I went onto my YouTube channel, which I hadn't made any YouTube videos for, God, a few years. Watched all my old videos. Now, recently I did do a video reacting to my very first YouTube video. If you've not seen it, please go and watch it, because I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And I sat and I watched every single one of my old YouTube videos, and I was like, this is what I love. Not to sound big-headed, but I do think we need to big ourselves up sometimes. Don't be scared of feeling proud of yourself or saying that you're good at something. I watched my old YouTube videos and I remember I was really upset because I was working from home and I felt really down. I think it was a very miserable time, just being stuck, confined to the house. And my mum come into my bedroom and I had work everywhere because obviously, like I said, I was working from home, and I'd watched my old YouTube videos whilst working from home. Sorry about that. I don't work there anymore though, so it's fine. And I was in floods of tears, and she was like, what on earth is up? And I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I do not want to work like this anymore. I was like, I've just watched all my old YouTube videos, and do you know what? I'm really good at it. Right, that is it. My life is going to change. For a further 8 months, I did nothing to better my life. I did start going on walks and stuff like that. And then fast forward to New Year's Day, where I filmed my first vlog and I restarted my YouTube channel. From then on, I wanted to be the best version of myself for you. I film these videos as though I'm talking to my best friends, as though I'm talking to my niece, or I'm talking to a younger version of me, the version of me that was in high school. I feel like I have a lot to give, and that's why I do these videos. So the time has come. I'm gonna open this little diary here, which I'm not really looking forward to, I'll be honest, but this is about you guys. If you're in a situation where you find yourself unhappy a lot of the time, I want you to strip it back down to basic. If you're one of my girls who are on contraception, take a look at that contraception, because that was one of the first things that I changed when I realised I wanted to change my life. I came off my contraception because I do think that was a huge factor as to why I was as unhappy as I was. I was on the Depo injection. Now, if you're a regular watcher of mine, I do talk about periods a lot and talk about contraception a lot, and it contraception has had a huge impact on my happiness overall. So obviously I was on the depot injection for about 8 or 9 years. I've tried the coil, I've tried the implant, I've tried every pill going, and nothing suits JB. So at this point, we are riding solo, sister. I am the happiest I've ever been. I do think that is something to look at, because obviously our hormones are all over the show, and if you are obviously in your teens, that's when there are, you know, your hormones are everywhere. That can be a massive contributing factor. Now, any information that I'm giving to you today, bear in mind everybody's different. Everyone's situation's different, so you need to adapt to your own situation. You know, find things that make you happy, but that also fit in with your life. Let's just go back. Oh my god. So here we are back in July 2018 when I actually started planning this video, the key to happiness, and then point number 1, personal experience. Here I wrote down a list of things the way I felt at the time. Here I've put constant feeling not good enough, constant worrying over things I can do nothing about, feeling uninspired, no motivation, comparing myself to others, which is something that I really struggle with, and still to this day I do that, wishing I'm more than what I am, self-rejection. This is crazy. So one thing that I wanted to touch on, and I wanted to touch on it here, like when I originally planned this video, is that I went through a phase. If you remember me saying I've got a bit of an addictive personality, I went through a phase of constantly having fillers, Botox fillers, all that jazz, and sort of feeling that temporary happiness, that excited, can't wait to get Botox and fillers and blah blah, thinking it's going to make me so happy, and then realising, you know, it was a bit of an anticlimax, and then I still don't feel happy with myself. I had a boob job at the time, obviously comparing myself to others and things like that. I was always like, oh, I've got really small boobs, blah blah blah. Now, fast forward a few years after having this plastic surgery, I think that small boobs are so sexy. Like, if you've got small boobs, embrace them. Like, there's tops that you can wear. Now, people used to tell me this, and it really didn't help, because I was like, yeah, but I don't feel sexy. I'm not the type of person to get my cleavage out, or I don't want people staring at my boobs. Like, the eyes are up here, can we not talk to the tits? It really makes me feel uncomfortable. I had them done for me, and so that I felt nicer in a t-shirt, or like I felt like I was more in proportion, because I'm not a petite girl. I am above average in height, and I feel like I've got quite a large frame. Here I am putting myself down. I'm not putting myself down. No, I've got a nice frame, and now my boobs match my frame. Thank you. So that was what I wanted to achieve from having the boob job, but I just thought I'd be completely honest and vulnerable and just tell you the truth. But it's things like that that I think younger me obsessed over. My boobs are not big enough, my lips are not big enough. It wasn't that my lips weren't big enough, it was that I was seeing girls on social media with lip injections, having the lips done, having the jawline done, the chin done, having their under eyes done. I've been there, I've done it, and it does not make you feel any better. It does for the first few days. Absolutely stunning and sensational. You look like you've got a filter on your face, honey boo. You look stunning. But then after 2-3 weeks, when you've spent, I don't know, one time I spent like £600 of money I did not have on I had Botox and filler all in one, the whole shebang, sister. And I felt great for a few days, and I'd be, yeah, look at my jawline. That does wear off, quite literally. I don't suggest having these things done if you are not happy within yourself, because this is what this video is about. Finding your inner happiness. I think that I'm the happiest that I've ever been, and that is down to the fact that I spend my free time working towards my future, working towards my goals. Earlier on today, I wrote myself a list of things that make me happy against a list of things that make me unhappy. I'm not a materialistic girl. I do find happiness from buying things, do not get me wrong, but that's temporary happiness. I don't have a lot of money. My money is within my house. Buying expensive things doesn't really make me happy. I'd rather find something that doesn't cost a lot. And when I've got to the end of my list, I've noticed nothing really costs anything. I would suggest, at this point, if you are in a situation where you're really not that happy, write down why you're not happy, why you think you're not happy, and then write a list of things that do make you happy. I'm not going to go into everything, because obviously what makes me happy is going to be different to what makes you happy, but just to give you some ideas, I have compiled a list and I've done it in all different colours. How cute. So obviously we've got things like spending time with family, like going seeing my dad, going seeing my mum, are things that really do make me so happy from the inside. I've got 3 main things that I've circled that I think are a huge part of my life. Talking. Shock, horror. I love to talk. Yes, it makes me very happy. Obviously doing my YouTube videos and doing videos like this, love it. We've been talking for about 2 hours and there's only me in the room. Sending my bestie a voice note, love that. And I even listen to them back. And in terms of like talking, I've put a little box off that and I've put getting things off my chest. Boy, do I love to get things off my chest. If something's pissing me off, someone's going to know about it. I love a bit of a whinge, a bit of a moan. However, that does fall into the negative bracket, which we try not to touch on that. Music is a massive thing, like for me. I love listening to music. I listen to a different genre of music. Sometimes I even listen to like soundtracks from Chicago. Love Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody, my all-time favourite film. I just love music, but there are certain times that I listen to music. So I'll listen to music in the car, but if I'm having a shower or if I'm washing up or tidying the house, I listen to podcasts. Tried sort of self-help podcasts, but I can find them, God forgive me, a little bit boring. I like something that makes me laugh, which again is another thing on my list, which is laughing. I love to laugh. I mean, we all do, we all love to laugh, but if you can make yourself laugh, that's not what I was going to say, but I do make myself laugh, unsurprisingly. You can find something that makes you laugh. So I used to watch Peter Kay on repeat. Type into YouTube Peter Kay and just go through and just watch, you know, his old stand-up. He's not done anything for quite some time. Classic. Oh yeah, so the podcast that I listen to on the regular is Jack Mate's Happy Hour. I used to watch his YouTube videos, he doesn't make them anymore, but the podcast I find absolutely hilarious. I have it on all the time. Doing my makeup. Love doing my makeup because some days when I look at myself with no makeup on, I think, are you alright, honey boo? Time on my own is an important one for me. Some people are not a fan of being on their own. Love my own company. Unsurprisingly, I can make a conversation in an empty room. I do also like being with people. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not on my own all the time. Having free time. But then I like to make that day productive. So I have a diary that I like to write lists in of things that I want to do. So for today, I wrote a list. There wasn't much on it, admittedly. The first thing was go for a coffee with my bestie, which again is on my list of things that make me very happy. We went for a coffee this morning, we put the worlds to rights, and I felt incredible after that. I've got a couple of videos that I wanted to film today, but then I ended up spontaneously deciding that I wanted to do this one because I was in such a good mood today. And obviously after having a little bit of a chinwag with my bestie this morning, I felt in such a good mood and felt really inspired to do this video. Being productive can mean anything. Like if you have got a parcel that you need to collect, put it on your list of things to do for that day. If you need to do a little bit of washing, if you need to tidy your bedroom or need to tidy your house or whatever the case may be, put it on your list, and then at the end of the day, tick everything off that you've done. And oh my God, is that the best feeling in the world? Yes, it is. Organising, so like buying little things from B&M that you could, like little tubs that you can put your cereals in and that, is therapy for me. A clean and tidy home, that obviously ties in with the same thing. I think sometimes I do procrastinate, which is on my list of things that make me unhappy. I do procrastinate a lot. So if I think, oh my God, my house needs tidying today, and then I'll put Married at First Sight on, or I'll put YouTube on, then I'll sit there for a couple of hours and procrastinate. By which time I could have had the whole house tidied. So don't procrastinate. Do not put off today. Do not put off today what you can get done today. I don't know what the saying is, but don't put things off. Just get it done. Do my makeup. Oh, I've got that on twice, doing my makeup. Bloody hell, that must make me really happy. Having something to look forward to, like a little trip. It doesn't have to be a week away in the Maldives. It can just be a little weekend with your friends, your family. Like me and my mum, for quite some time now, I've been trying to plan a little spa weekend. It's not happened yet, but it will, and we will plan it, and then it'll be something to look forward to. At this moment in time, I have no holidays planned. But, you know, I keep dropping the hints to baby boy about getting a little holiday booked in. Hopefully, you know, we can get something planned. Food, love food. Food makes me very happy. I love planning my meals. I love eating my meals. Like, just food is just incredible. Wearing a nice outfit. So I have recently decided that I am going to make blazers a part of my daily outfits. I love a blazer, and I now have one in nearly every single colour. Breathing exercises. Now these, I feel, are things that are not basic things. I feel like this is something that you would need to slowly introduce into your routine. Routine is another thing that makes me very, very happy. Morning routines are very, very important. Now, rewind 3-4 years ago, I did not have a morning routine. I started work at 8 o'clock. I'd set my alarm for 7, but was very lucky if I got up at that time. It was usually 20 past or so. I would roll myself out of bed in an absolute rush, brush my teeth, be lucky if I've brushed my hair and put any dry shampoo in it because it's probably not been washed, slap some makeup on, and then get out the house with barely even anything to eat or a coffee. My morning was rushed. No, that needs to end. If that is your morning, you need to introduce a morning routine. So if that means waking up 10 or 15 minutes earlier than you would normally, giving yourself the time to have a shower. Oh, I never used to have a shower in the morning. Oh God, no, there was no time for that. Have a shower in the morning. Then we can slowly introduce making it into a cold shower, because that's something else that makes me a very, very happy gal. But that's took some time getting there. Give yourself the time to wake up, have yourself a coffee or whatever you prefer, because not everyone likes coffee, I understand this. If you can get some water down your neck, that's probably a good thing. It doesn't have to be a meditation as such. I have just introduced myself to meditating. It's not something that I do every day because I kind of forget, because it's not really fully into my routine yet, but I am trying. But meditating, me and my bestie were talking about this morning, and I was trying to introduce her to it because it's really, really good for anxiety. Obviously, if you're trying to feel calmer in your life. And yeah, it's just an all-round good thing. You can meditate in the morning, you can meditate on your lunch hour, you can meditate at night before you get in bed. You can meditate in the shower if that's the only free time that you have, because I understand not everybody has a lot of free time. That, I think, free time to me is a luxury. No, money cannot buy you happiness. Money can buy you freedom. But then again, in the same breath, if you're in a job where you have to put in loads and loads of time, loads and loads of hours, but then you have no free time to enjoy the money you have, or the house you have, or the car you have, or whatever that case may be. To me, free time, or time where I can spend with my family, going for breakfast with my mum, things like that, that to me is a luxury. Going back to the meditation thing, if you do struggle for having, free time, do it whilst you're in the shower. Just take a 10-minute shower or a bath or whatever, and just meditate, breathe. Find a guided meditation on YouTube. There's thousands and thousands out there. But I recently have been struggling to sleep. Meditations at night for me really, really do help. Just help calm me, relax me, take my mind off things, because I do obsess. I obsess over things, let me tell you. I cannot switch off. Last night was a perfect example. I was tossing and turning for a good hour and a half before I eventually dropped off. Walking. Another form of meditation, if you will. I really enjoy walking. Walking with a friend, obviously you can incorporate that talking, getting things off your chest, helping each other through, whatever. Everyone has got something going on. And if you can find a person that you can confide in, and that they can confide in you, make it a weekly thing. That's what me and my bestie have done. Once a week now we go for a coffee and we get things off our chest. She's got problems, I've got things going on, and we talk things out. And I think, obviously it's not nice knowing that other people have got problems, because the type of person I am, I hate the thought of someone else having an issue. But in the same breath, it's kind of comforting to know that you are not the only one that has problems. What you've got to think is, if you've got a house, you live in a house, you might not necessarily have your own house, or you have family or someone to talk to, go to sleep thinking about the most positive things in your life, and wake up thinking about those things. Don't focus on trying to find someone to make you happy. That was one thing that I realised in my early single days. There was nobody that I could rely on for my happiness other than me. And I think some people do think that they can only find happiness if they find someone to make them happy. But if you can make yourself happy, then the right person will come to you, which I believe is what happened to me. I didn't need to rely on anybody to find my happiness. I found it myself. And then me and my boyfriend came together through Instagram, working towards my future, which I think I've already mentioned. That makes me very, very happy. If you're not in a job or a career where you love it, why don't you love it? This is all going to depend on where you are, what stage you're at in your life. But if you are younger, if you're at school, if you're at college, or if you're, you know, of a certain age, it's never too late. I think even if you're in your 30s, if you're in your 40s, you can have a massive career change. My mum, I think my mum was like in her late 40s when she changed her career. So my mum was a carer, and then she changed her job. I don't know whether it's because she had me or situations changed. You know, it wasn't great pay or whatever. She changed the job for a job that she enjoyed for a few years. Then she ended up disliking that job, and then moved on to going back into care, and that was in her late 40s. Never too late to find what your true calling is or what career you want. I obviously, doing this, I'm working towards my goals, I'm working towards my dreams. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, or for a long time I have. I'm also training to be a PT. Now, what I'm going to do with that qualification, I'm still unsure of. I really thought that I really wanted to make fitness videos, which I am still toying with that idea. But now I need to look at like software and stuff like that. I'm working on that on the side as well. But whatever I do in my life, in my, you know, in my spare time, in my days, I'm always working towards my future, always working towards a career that I love. A little bit more on the fun side, trips to B&M. Who doesn't love a trip to B&M? Singing. I love to sing. Can I sing? No, but do I? Absolutely. I love it. I love to put on a performance. I do. I put a performance on in the kitchen. Whether I'm on my own or baby boy might be sat on the stairs watching me sing Hopelessly Devoted to You. Yes, it's embarrassing, but who cares? I enjoy doing it. I sing in the car, I sing whenever I can. Gym, love the gym, but not going to divulge too much into that. And sleep. I am struggling to sleep a little bit at the minute. In my unhappier phases in my life, I really struggled with sleep. Sleep is one of the most important things, like, in any aspect of your life. Getting a good night's sleep is so important, and it can be absolute torture if you can't sleep. So I do think that is a massive factor, and everybody should prioritize the sleep. I did say I wasn't going to read everything out that I've written, but I have gone through each and every single thing. My apologies. Very quickly, I am going to wrap this up. I did a list of things that make me unhappy. It's not as long as the list of things that make me happy, which is a good thing, but a lot of it is just probably the opposite to what I've written on my happy list. Being unorganised, or feeling rushed, feeling like I've not got my life together, which, you know, some days we do have those days, believe it or not. Bad food, like if I cook a meal and it tastes like shit, that makes me a bit unhappy, not gonna lie. I love food. Like, you do not understand. I love my food, and if I go out for a meal and I don't enjoy it, that makes me a little bit pissed off. Feeling like I've wasted my time. So, you know that thing, like on a Sunday where you sit around all day, you waste the whole day and then feel really guilty by 8 o'clock? Like, those days really grind my gears. We do not like having those days. That's why we organise, we write in our diaries the things that we want to do during the course of our free time, you know, our weekend or whatever. So tying in with that procrastination, which you girls know, if you're a regular watcher of mine, I would love a pound for every time I say the word procrastination, because it is something that I do. I'm not perfect, and it is a frustrating thing, but that's why I try and have a good routine. If I start my morning by doing something that's active, so if that is going for a walk or going to the gym, them are my favourite ways to start the morning. If I start my morning that way, the rest of my day goes well. If I start my morning by waking up late, not having any breakfast, watching telly, scrolling on my phone, that then snowballs for the rest of my day. You can tell the rest of my day, might as well write it off. I just feel like if you start your day in the right way, the rest of the day will follow. If you start it in the wrong way, same applies. Alcohol hangovers. So obviously I used to be a big drinker. I say a big drink, yeah, I was a big drinker. I wasn't an alcoholic, but I was heading that way. I drank a lot, and I think that was another contributor to my unhappiness. I do think it has an effect on my mental state, and probably for everyone as well. So obviously when you have a hangover, you feel shit, you feel sick, you've got a headache, you don't want to do anything. I do think that also has an impact on your mental health, and so I do not drink as much, okay? I do still drink, though I don't enjoy it that much. The thing is with me, I'm all or nothing. I cannot go for just a civilised couple. If I'm drinking, I'm drinking. And let me tell you, I went to a wedding last weekend and I was bladdered, but boy did I pay for it on Sunday, and I did regret every single mouthful. We can't get away from it. If you're going to go out for a drink, a few social beverages, whatever, but just bear in mind that it can have an effect on your mental state. So feeling negative, I have my unhappy days, as we all do, but I have come to the realisation that you can't be happy every single day. In order for us to appreciate the good times, we've just got to ride the bad ones out. Not every day is going to be perfect, but we need to find something good in every single day. Today, the weather is absolutely horrendous. I think we've got a little bit of a storm coming on, but my garden is getting a very good water. Ducks love this weather. So there you go. Find the positive in every negative situation. So I think I'm going to wrap this video up because we are probably reaching the hour mark. You know, I can talk a glass eye to sleep, but I really do hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to do this video for such a long time, and today I felt was the right time for me to do it. If there are any topics, like, I kind of want to make it into a bit of a thing. I was telling my boyfriend the other day, I want to do some like short videos, like informative, short, snappy, because people love that short TikTok, like all that like short, concise information. We're throwing that information at you in a very short space of time. Like, I wanted to do it as like a bit of a shorter video, but I just have so much to say and I just want to help. That's all my channel is all about, and I wanted to condense all my information into this one video. I really hope you found something useful from this. I really hope you enjoyed it. There are probably points that I've missed out on, but if you do want me to do a similar video like this, or there's any topics you want me to talk about, I kind of wanted to do one like on how to be confident, because I am not the most confident person in the world, but I'd say I'm pretty much at that end of the spectrum. But other days, some days I'll go out and I'll put my head down and I don't even want to look anybody in the eye because I feel not confident. But then I have my days where I will strut about with my head held high, feeling like the most confident queen on this planet Earth. So I was thinking of doing that one next. Yeah, if there are any other videos that you want to see from me in the future, then please leave a comment down below and let me know. Like I said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't done already, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this and other fantastic content, if I do say so myself. Go and follow me over on Instagram. It's at jodeb_. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you and your families are all keeping safe and well and happy. Go into this next week smashing them goals and working towards them dreams and working on being a bloody happy person. Bye. Mwah. You know that I always say what do I always say? Why do I struggle with this? Just stop recording because I've been talking for that long. Thank the Lord. Something like, give me a minute. God. Bloody hell, I'm getting heart palpitations. I do, great start. It is torrential rain outside today. I can hear like the Granada News thing in my head because that's what I feel like I'm portraying. Hello everybody and welcome back. This is tonight's evening news with me, Jodie Brown. Very professional, babes, very professional. I'm so glad that you've come and joined us. Joined us? Fucking hell. Okay, so the lighting is terrible, but I'm really hoping that that's not going to affect the video. Do not put off today what you can get done tomorrow. I think my mum was in her. Is that someone walking past with a fishing rod? If you have a job that you love. I'll scratch that because I can't remember what I was going to say. My hair is really pissing me off. Stop. Happy positive vibes. Thank you very much. But we'll not dwell on that. And, oh, battery. When I talk a lot, it makes me burp. So we'll cut that. Thank you. Wow, the weather is wild today. Get my words out.